radio star. I'm so freaking excited. Today we're diving into how to create your first online summit with my biz friend, Rosalind Warren. If we have not met for some crazy reason, I'm Sarah Michelle Brown here, and I'm your virtual video director. So before we dive into how to create your first online summit, Rosalind, could you share a little bit about your awesome self with our friends?
Yes, thank you. Hi, I am Rosalind Warren. I'm an energy alignment strategist, which
Yes.
means I believe that if you line up your energy first, your mindset second, then strategy will flow. And we tend to do it all backwards the other way.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I play over at sacredlifemastery.art, and I am so blessed that our friend here, Sarah Michelle, is a featured speaker in my newest summit.
Yay! Now, I can't, as we're about to dive in here, I cannot ignore the red elephant in the room, which is Rosalind. I feel like that's like your signature necklace because
It has become that, hasn't it?
it's gorgeous. And recently I actually interviewed Rosalind for my upcoming what do you call it, podcast that's launching this fall, Express Yourself for Big Dreaming Entrepreneurs. And Rosalind is a guest, and when she showed up wearing that necklace, I was like, aha, eureka, I have a red necklace similar to that. And then today I totally forgot about our necklace thing, and I saw her with it on. I was like, gotta wear it. So we're twinsies today, guys. Now, if you're joining us live or in the replay, let us know where you're joining us from and what the weather's like there. Okay, today I'm in just north of Toronto, and it's overcast. And that's about it, but it's summer, so I'm feeling excited. How about you, Roz? Where are you joining us from?
Let's be precise here. I'm in Florida, and it's 84 degrees, and the sun is shining.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So tell us about, first of all, why? Why did you want to create an online summit?
Because I have a big message, and it is pulling me to go out to a bigger, wider audience.
Sure.
And my core brilliance is sharing my discoveries. And so a summit where I find new people like you to play with. And as if y'all have not already noticed, I am incredibly verbose. Talk to and then share that out with people so that all of us can discover each other is just my jam. And so that's where the summit piece came from. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that for so many reasons. How did you decide what it was going to be on? Because it could be on so many different things.
Yeah, one of I think all of our, especially if you are intuitive, if you are a multi-passionate person, honing something down to the essence and the tiny little piece is like the hardest thing we have to do.
Yes.
But this will not be the only summit I ever do. And so just like with you, recognizing that whatever you're putting out, it will not be the only one you ever do. And when you select and I am not a niche word, but when you select a group of people that you can specifically talk to and target, but it's the idea of when you can say it in a way that they go, oh my God, she's talking to me.
Yes.
We think that means that we have now shut out 99% of the people on earth. And it's not what it means at all. It just means that each of us, we have a finite amount of marketing budget and time to market.
Sure.
And if we are throwing everything out there, we're shotgunning we're spaghetti against the wall. And, when you throw spaghetti against the wall, you're lucky.
Mhm.
Well, you're really not lucky if one piece sticks, but
Sure.
probably all of it. So people will find you.
Mhm.
Here's the secret. I think we said this in
Mhm.
the podcast.
Mhm.
We don't hold tightly enough to the knowledge.
Mhm.
People are not coming to you and buying your stuff for your stuff.
Mhm.
They are coming to be in your energy.
Yeah.
Now, to get in front of them enough for them to go, ooh, I like it. That's the marketing piece.
Yeah.
So my heart, and back to your original question, I'm actually taking a course in
Mhm.
doing this new type of summit. I have
Mhm.
wanted to do summits for probably, I don't know, 10 years.
Mhm.
I had a magazine at one time and I interviewed people for it. So I was already
Yeah.
doing interviewing and things.
Yeah.
But the idea of the sheer magnitude of what it would take to put on a summit with 16 to 35 people. We've all seen them out there. We've all signed up for them. We probably haven't listened to them because who has time? That was always no, my energy just doesn't line up with that craziness. So when this new type of hybrid came, it's called a micro summit, and I will come back and drop y'all a link to the program. There'll be a new one coming live in the fall. I'm like, yes, okay. This is a closed container. We have 7 speakers. We're running 5 days.
Yeah.
Each interview is less than 30 minutes, but yet they're so jam packed. Did it feel like we were only together 30 minutes?
No.
It felt like it was forever. And so I went back to decide what the topic would be. I went back to my clients, the people I work with, and it turned out that no matter what they came to me for, no matter what they thought their problem was, we ended up talking about their business. Now, this is for a reason. If you're familiar with human design is based on your astrology and the I Ching astrology. I mean, it's a whole thing. And so on my astrology, I have all the stars aligned to be an entrepreneur.
Sure.
Yeah. So how could I not? And then I went to, so when I was struggling, when I was sitting on the couch crying because I'm busting my buns, I'm doing everything that, here's the secret. I'm doing everything that everybody has told me I need to do to be successful, and I'm broke. What the what? And I went back to there and I'm like, okay, let's get some folks together who love their businesses. They're serving people in a big, powerful way. How have they done it? And then I had another criteria was they're people who do not think that you have to struggle and hustle hard to have what you want. In fact, 2 of my people, their basic premise is if we're not having fun, we're going to go home. And why isn't it easy? Why not just let it be easy? So that was the impetus for this. And really for all of us who are heart-centered, we are simply sharing with others who are where we were how to get over here. It is not the only way, but if it resonates with you, give it a try. That's where the whole energy pool comes in, because I don't tell anybody what they have to do. I got enough trouble staying in my own lane.
Oh
But I
my
can
God.
tell you what it took me to get here. And if you want to play and see how it will work for you, ACEs.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
so
so
I am having a bit of an echo on your audio. I hope it's not too bad for our listeners. No, it's okay.
yeah, I hope
But
my
the amazing Laura Donnelly is joining us live, and she said here, "Hi, I love that Rosalind energy, mindset then strategy flows." I love that.
yeah.
And Kansas, no, what's KS? KS? It's gonna go Kansas City, but I'm not sure. Kansas? I'm Canadian. I don't know. Cool morning, only 74, but high today will be 97. Okay, there you go. Yeah. And Laura also said, yes, called to share our discoveries. I'm a connector also. I hear you. Yes, you are, Laura. And last but not least, she said, it's true that our energy sparks engagement and encourages people to explore our knowledge. And video is one of the best ways to share our energy. It is. Energy definitely is the best way to share video. Hold on. That came out of my mouth the wrong way, but I feel like it's also important. Or I said, I wanted to say video is also the best way to share our energy, but I said energy is the best way to share our videos. And for anybody who has, yeah, who's in my world of video making and learning how to get comfortable on camera and all that fun stuff, it's mindset that comes first. It's energy that, the energy you bring to the table, your personality, all those beautiful quirks, way before the technology even should enter your mind. But so for you in creating this summit, which guys, it's in the link, it's all about like engagement and visibility, putting yourself out there. And 6 of us visibility experts are chatting with Rosalind. It started yesterday. That's July 12th, 2021. So link is in the description. Go and join and grab it because it's a really stellar lineup of amazing teachers. Now, yes. So for you, this thing around how to start how to create your first ever online summit. Now, I know you were going through this program, but what kinds of I guess like mistakes in quotation marks. What are your learnings on this first one? What have you learned about what not to do?
Well, what's really fun about this is because of course I work with energy, and so when this came across my field, I'm like, yes. I mean, I was all in hard yes.
Yes.
And when I have a numerology journal, and so I do my own numerology pulls every month because with the month your numbers change.
Okay.
And the cards I pulled the month I started this whole adventure was this experience will test you to your core.
Ooh.
And I was, oh, thank
Great.
yay. But sometimes when you just know ahead it's coming, and then it does, you go, oh, it's just that thing. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. The biggest learning is this kind of an endeavor where you are physically putting yourself out there. And there are a lot of behind the scenes pick pieces and all, is make the decision that you're doing it. Don't go, oh, well, I'm going to see what it's like, because trust me, about 2 weeks in, you're going to go, wait, I think there's something easier over there.
Right.
I think there's something easier anywhere. And it's also, there's some pieces too of knowing yourself.
Yeah.
So I know myself that I am a magnificent starter. And bringing something to completion is a little tricky. So one of the things was breaking this whole process up into many different starts. So the beginning, the finding the speakers, that was so easy. She said send 20, I sent 40. I immediately filled up the July summit, the September summit, and I have 2 people lined up for a December summit.
Yay!
Yes, so that is the roll.
Yeah.
Then it's time to do the next part, and I could feel my energy like, oh crap. So I went to my guides. I used my journaling process that I use that y'all could
Yeah.
actually pick that up
Yeah.
free over my website. And so what came was, all right, let's don't look at this next part, the promotion part, as like completing this, because that's when the energy goes, we are now beginning the promo period.
Okay.
And just that little shift. Now, if you are one of these people, I hear they're out there, that is not a good starter, but you're a fabulous finisher, then you want to, as quick as possible, this starting stuff, get just enough of it out of the way that you can go, all right, the rest of this is completion. I sent those 25, 30, whatever invitations, and now people are going to come back and, I'll follow up with them and and now the rest of it is completion, because see, you can do with your psyche the same thing I did with mine. I'm working with what I've got. I'm working with who I am. And so the biggest piece is also, don't make it bigger than it is. This summit that is running today, that I truly hope, if you have an entrepreneur tiniest bone in your body, you will hear these, because they will be very powerful for you. So that's my heart, is that you'll hear them.
Sure.
This will not radically change any of our businesses. It is not it. How many of you are still doing things in your business, spending money on this, that, or the other, that this is it? It. I'm sorry, there is not an it. Because what we mean when we say this is it is, this is what is going to take me from where I am, that stinks, to where I want to be, that's wonderful. And the faster I can get over there, the happier I will be. No, you got to be happy where you are in this moment and do what's in front of you. For me, it was put on the summit. And it will take you to where you want to be. Being over there will not make you any happier than you are right here. Because if you're not happy on the inside, the outside circumstances will not change that. And we think, oh, if I just had, add your list. We all have it. I would finally be happy. And you just got to decide, I'm happy. Yeah. So holding that this summit is not the be all end all of my entire career, I could go into it with joy and happiness. And so my goal was to complete it. This one summit.
Ooh, that's an interesting goal.
Complete it. Kind of like your videos. We're gonna that first video you shoot is not going to change your life.
No. And it shouldn't.
Sorry.
It'll be terrible. Trust me.
But feel into this. If you commit to yourself that you will shoot that first video, no matter what, get it in the can and move on to number 2. When you keep that promise to yourself, your life actually does change. Now it's teeny, tiny, incremental. But that is one of the worst things that we women do to ourselves is we don't keep our promises to ourselves. And we continually undermine our self-esteem, our belief in ourselves, which then transfers out to our actual belief in the universe taking care of us, which is so silly. But it's what we do because it's what we've been taught. We just don't know any better. So now I'm telling you, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Whatever you can. And that's one of the things, not even so much for the summit, but the summit is part of it because it is part of my whole sacred life mastery of my life is I weigh decisions that I make before I say, oh, I'm going to do so and so. And especially to myself.
Yeah.
I don't anymore go, oh, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to hike to the top of Kilimanjaro and then I'm going to do blah, blah, and then I'm going to do that. No. No. But if you keep doing that kind of thing and setting yourself up, we call it, the 6 rocks. I guess Stephen Covey has the, if you just have 6 rocks, there's just 6 things and you do them today. Well, the problem is women have 6 boulders where most men have 6 pebbles. And so they're accomplishing and they're knocking things off and they're ooh, rah, rah, rah. And we're like trying not to get squashed by that first one we said we would do when it is actually 49 jobs crammed into one. I'm going to do that. Yeah.
So, gee, I don't know what you're talking about. No idea.
I know. I'm out of it. Nobody understands.
Yes. Now, I wanted to pop in because we're actually 3 minutes over the time that you said, but I would like to, if you're open, if you have the time, can we just kind of hit on 3 quick tips on how to get started? And is that okay with you?
Sure.
As well? Okay, and fantastic. And we had here, Laura has a whack of comments coming in here. She said, I'm a starter, not so great at finishing. I like things that continue. Which is so interesting.
I'll tell you a secret about
that. Yeah, please do. What's your secret on that? Yeah.
It's an energetic piece. We as creators, which we are all creators, we are spiritual beings who have put ourselves into this earth experience to create. That's what we're here for, is to create. And we misunderstand that when we complete something, like let's use a book. You're writing a book and then you complete the book and it's over. Well, you instinctively in your soul know that it isn't over. It's never, nothing is ever done and complete. That is why how many gazillion people are still gonna write the book. So what we have to understand is think it more of like having a child. Now we women get this part. We are pregnant. We are growing a child. Labor comes and the baby's born. We have really now, folks, completed the project of creating a child and having it born. But we know that we're now stuck for the next, 18 to 112 years raising this child. So we went from the birthing piece to the next phase. Why don't we offer that same grace to the rest of our lives, to our creative processes? You write a book and you put the end fine with that fancy little thingy bobber. You've got the rest of your life to promote that book and get it out into people's hands. It is now a living, breathing entity that you created. But when we don't do that, it's exactly like our friend here was saying. we pull ourselves back from completion because we intuitively know it's not complete. It will never be complete.
Sure.
But it has to take another form. Think of a seed you planted in the ground. If that seed never cracks open and changes form, it will never become what it was meant to be. So these projects that you're working on, if you never allow them to complete the birthing process, the creating process, and grow their wings, grow their leaves, grow their whatever they're growing, and get out into the world, they're going to die with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really a beautiful analogy, and I think something that hopefully gives a breath of relief to people who feel like they're starters but not finishers.
Yeah.
And finishers but not starters even. It's applicable to both, you know. So Laura also said here that she hasn't wanted to organize and run a summit because it seems like too much work. Can you quickly speak to, yes, because it is a lot of work. All these things, you know, the big events require that love and hard work.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons that I fell in love with and why I'm now doing this micro summit. And it is a trademarked process, but it's because it is more contained. You have 5 to 7 people. If you have a keynote, then you can have 7. And that's all, if you will. That's all. And once you get, which is why I'm so thrilled, because now I have 2 more coming. There will be 3 or 4 more in 2022 because I love the system. I now have a structure created. So it's like I now have a house for it.
Yeah.
And so front loading, yes, this last 12 weeks has been a marathon. But I had a goal, which was, how am I going to get the message that I have out into the world? And I can only do that. I can't do it by myself. I've been trying to do it by myself now for years. I need partners, Sarah Michelle. I need a platform, the summit. And then see, from the summit, I've now been invited to speak on your podcast and someone else's podcast. And so other opportunities are coming to me because I'm hosting this summit. I've had people join my Facebook group from just the exposure here. So it's so exciting. And you're right. You really want to count the cost. If you're in the middle of a brand new baby and everything else, I don't highly recommend taking on a summit.
Yes.
Just and counting the cost almost sounds negative, but it's the idea of being honest with yourself. Do you have the capacity in this moment to pull this off? If you don't, put it on your someday list so that it's not going to get lost in the ether somewhere. You'll never ever remember that you wanted to do a summit. I mean, I've been working on this now, 18 years, because it was always there. And now it's time. It's come around. My message has matured, and and now it's flowing.
Yeah, beautiful. Laura also said here, it's a hefty one. So, doing things from stressed out, tense energy builds things with stressed out, tense energy. Yes, my goal with things I do is to notice how doing those things changes the energy in me. I have work to do on realignment, which I call ease and flow. If my energy gets gangly and stressed when I start the tasks, job, or project, if my energy starts to flow with ease when I start the tasks, job, project, then I'm in alignment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's again, that's listening to yourself, knowing yourself well enough to go, Okay. I used to be, what, if you had opened the dictionary to procrastinator, my picture would have been there. But what I've come to understand is I am not a procrastinator. I am following energy.
Mm.
And there will be, it happened during this project. There were several things I'm like, oh my God, I have got to get that. Oh, the video. I think the video that I did for the page is gorge. But it took me, I would say a minute and a half. It took me a week and a half to get to it. And I was even going, all right, look, you're just procrastinating on this. You're just all of the stuff. And one day I sat down. It was a Thursday. Don't ask me. I don't know. I sat down on a Thursday, did it, scripted it, shot it, put it up, did 4 other things. It was time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I waste too much of my own precious energy being concerned that something has shown up on my calendar, and whether I want to do it or not, I have to do it. And the energy is not there, which is another reason for knowing yourself, knowing what you can, your capacity at this point in your life, in this moment, so that you're not so overloaded that you can't go, ooh, there is zero energy around that today. What else can I work on?
Yes.
Sometimes what else can I work on is go sit outside and have a cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Like I have Sophia. So, yes, ma'am. Because I have tested it enough to know that when the time is right, like our friend is saying here, there's flow and ease. It will all get done. It will just get done. And time stands still. It's just amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd also like to add in here, sorry, we got a little traffic going by. I don't know if it's showing up for you, but there's also the piece, like flow and ease is fantastic, but I'd like to also add on to that, sometimes resistance and your inner critic can get in between you and your goals. And there are times, like I see with my video clients time and time and time again, where the flow and ease comes later.
Yeah.
Well, the first, you know what I mean? Like you start, sometimes it's okay, it's tough, you know, there's tough stuff to work through, and allow yourself to show up as that person that you want to be. You know what I mean? It's the same, I think, with summits, with podcasts, any of this stuff, where, you know, the beauty comes actually from you going on a journey so that then you are in ease of flow. And I can see you're jumping at a bit, but what do you got?
Well, absolutely. And it also comes from our friend here who's talking about being in alignment, out of alignment. Obviously, she's been playing with this for a minute or so.
Yes.
So anyone who is like absolutely brand new at all of this, those of us who are playing with flow, we're playing with spirit. Just like when that came up and I'm like, all right, look, I've got to do this video. I am in my journaling process where I commune with spirit.
Yes.
I'm not up here going, well, what do you want to do, brain? Brain will always take me somewhere. Well, brain will always keep me static. Because the status quo is the safest place as far as your brain and your ego is concerned.
Yeah.
That is not always. And so when we're talking about ease and flow, we're not really saying that you won't ever expend energy. I have expended more energy in the last 12 weeks, then, oh gosh, I just can't, because I took on this project. It was time, and I knew to go forward with it. So yeah, if you are brand slap new at all the energy work and the flow and ease and all, I mean, you can start with the questions of, what if it was easy? What if it was easy? If it was easy, you wouldn't have resistance to it. So if you still got resistance, we're going to work through that. That's why you have someone brilliant like Sarah Michelle, who's been there, who says, I promise you, when you turn that camera on, you will not die. You will absolutely not suddenly go and die, because that's what it feels like is going to happen.
It does.
And when that video goes out, somebody's going to go, okay. It's all about them, not you anyway, but hey, there's another subject.
Yeah. I feel like you and I could talk for days.
Oh, mercy. Yes. But I do have this next thing.
Yes. Okay. So super quick. Okay. So last comment here that I'm going to read is, and it gets done easily in the right time. I often am working on things in my head, making notes. It is happening, but it isn't right in front of the camera and the product doesn't show up yet. Yeah, I mean, there is the mindset stuff that definitely needs to be worked out for any time you're stepping outside of your comfort zone when it comes to putting yourself out there in the world. And I will add on to that, go ahead and join this amazing summit that Roz has put together, because it's so beautiful. It's digestible. Only 6 experts who are speaking about different aspects of putting yourself out there into the world. Sorry for all the loud noise today. Sorry, it's like almost like a jet is flying by. Now, Roz, this has been a really beautiful conversation about the mindset piece of this, the inner work that needs to happen before you attempt a summit and commit to that. Can you, just before you go, we'll keep it short and sweet, so this is almost like as fast as you can, just give us 3 of your top tips for someone who is interested in creating a summit.
Number 1, decide it's what you want to do. Number 2, this is a big, huge mindset piece. Understand that the people that you will contact to be speakers for you, that you are doing them as big a favor as you think they're doing you. In other words, you're looking for speakers. These speakers spend their whole day looking for places to speak. So when you send out your invitation, it is a welcome gift to them. When you can fall into that,
that's really beautiful.
Yeah. And then it really is, which is what you've said, especially even with your video. It's this idea of, okay, so my guides are like, get over yourself. Just take a step back and get over yourself. This is a piece of, if you were a checker in a grocery store, you would stand there and just move the product down, and if the bagger wasn't back, you'd turn around and you'd put it in a bag. How many of us have done that? It's part of your job. If you are a healer, a teacher, a transformational leader, a whatever, getting your message out in the world is just like checking groceries out. It's just what you do. So if you choose that, a summit sounds fun. I love talking with people. I love meeting new people. I love sharing what I find with other people. It is a long game.
Yes.
I will do it over and over and over and over and over again. And the second, the third, and the 112th will be way easier than the first one. I understand that.
Yeah.
So holding it for what it actually is, it's just a fun thing you get to do in your business. It's not this, I can't even compare it. I mean, it's not like you've been elected president. It's not a lifelong commitment to a thing. It's just something you do to get your message out. And it may not work. It may not be what really, really resonates with you and lights your heart. So you did one and you met 6 great new people. Hey, who knows what'll come from it? And then that's back to our friend with the ease and flow. It's the holding the energy of what is this about. For me, it's completing it. It's seeing how far can it go. I'll tell you the honest truth. I've worked harder in the last 6 days than I did putting the whole thing together, because I've contacted all of my speakers. I've done social media every which way but Sunday, and now I'm speaking all over the place. So this part of the summit process, and yet, because it's ease and flow, because I'd be doing it if I wasn't getting paid. It doesn't feel like work. And that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
This summit. I'm so excited. And thank you for your conversation. It was wonderful.
Yeah, well, it's a really beautiful event, and I definitely highly recommend for all our listeners, our viewers, to head on over and grab it. Again, the link is in the description, and it's Rosalind has really, and I guess this is tribute as not just to you and how awesome you are, but also this program that you took and you got guidance, and I think for any of these visibility pieces, if it feels like a mountain to you, if it feels overwhelming to you, get guidance on it. Hire the pros to help you understand the pieces of how it's put together, so you don't have to make all the mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But that just, absolutely. Puts so much extra pressure on your shoulders to do it that way. So grab the experts, grab them, hold them close, learn from them, buy from them. And Roz, would you be okay with sharing, because I know you love this program that you just took, and I love this kind of hybrid idea of creating summits in this way. Feels a lot more compassionate to the audience. Yes, I understand you have an affiliate link for this program.
And I'll snag it and I'll put it in our description, or I'll send it to you to put the description. Okay. Beautiful. And because that's another thing I'm slinging down as I'm checking out the groceries, is I do use affiliates. I find people I love. I've used them myself. I would highly recommend them to everyone. And so I have an affiliate link. It's just part of the process of how we work.
I hear you. All right. Well, thank you so much. We went over double time. So thank you. I thank you. My audience thanks you. You just had so much gold to share today. I appreciate you, and congratulations on this first big outing for your summit journey. And guys, if you have any questions for Roz, for those of you who have watched live or catching the replay, just leave a comment, and I will direct Roz to the post, and she'll be sure to help you. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, guys. This is Sarah Michelle Brown here, your virtual video director, signing off, and I just want to say, dream up and press record. Okay. Bye.